Hi, welcome to this episode of Badminton Malta's podcast Just Hit It. Today we're meeting Sam Cassar, a young professional badminton athlete. So Sam, thank you very much for being with us today. You're a professional or semi-professional badminton player, no?
Yes.
What is the typical day of a badminton player who basically practices a majority of his time in badminton, no?
At the moment, I'm also studying, so I'm a student athlete also. So a typical day would be to go to training in the morning, early, very early. Just get ready for school at the hall, then go directly to school, maybe till 3 o'clock, then go home, eat, rest, and go back to training in the evening. Go back home, eat, sleep, and repeat, basically.
So it's literally the saying.
Exactly.
Play, rest.
Yeah, exactly.
Repeat. Very good. But many people usually, when we see the life of an athlete from outside, we usually watch only the match day, or maybe an interview here and there as well. But what are the day-to-day challenges? What are the things that you sometimes maybe lose heart a bit? No, you're training a lot, you're eating well, you're doing physical preparation, then you have a tournament. Sometimes we say he's always traveling because it's something nice that you do, but of course it entails also challenges as well, because you get tired, you have to travel a lot, sometimes even long hours waiting. And so what are the challenges that you face?
I think the biggest one that I think compiles all the challenges as in one is time. So time for friends and family, time for rest, time for events, anything, because you're occupied so much with the sport, so that involves training, meetings, traveling, anything. Because you don't only need time for training and competition, you also need time for rest, which not many people consider. So for example, if, I don't know, I have training in the afternoon on a Saturday, I won't go out partying on a Friday night, because I know I have to wake up fresh, eat, have a good breakfast, and go to training to give my 100% at the end of the day. Another challenge is also the traveling. Unfortunately, Malta is an island, so we always have to travel by plane, and most of the time I have to stop over in another country. But otherwise, obviously the training sometimes isn't so nice, but it's enjoyable. The result is enjoyable. That's it basically. I think the biggest one is time in general.
Okay, very good. And so let's take the other side now. We start with the challenges maybe. But what are the things that give you satisfaction, being a semi-professional or a student athlete?
Definitely the support you get from family, friends, and the badminton community. Obviously your performance, because that's what really matters at the end of the day, but also the satisfaction of me playing the sport. I'm lucky enough to travel the world playing the sport I love and the hobby I love. So that's it basically. So just the satisfaction of playing and traveling and getting support from everyone basically.
I'm sure that you meet a lot of other badminton players, and maybe you speak a lot about the badminton life, no? And first you mentioned that being an island you have to travel, etc., etc. But are there any common things that you find with other players, even if they come from bigger countries? So do they find the same challenges? Do they find the same satisfaction?
Definitely. As I'm going to go back to time. Do we all share the same challenge? Because everyone is dedicated to the sport. So everyone doesn't have enough time for family and friends, maybe. Some people barely see their family. We're lucky enough to be a small country and we can see them more often, maybe. And basically, even mentally, we all shared similar challenges. For example, I don't know, consecutive traveling in 2-3 weeks, for example. That can be mentally tiring, which people don't really realize. Even just doing the same thing every day, not many people notice how challenging training twice a day for a very long period is. So it's very challenging.
And then there are also the life choices, no? So
Exactly.
what you eat, what you don't eat, or what you don't drink as well.
Exactly.
So there's a lot, and sometimes that also affects this, as you were saying, the social life as well. Because of course, let's put it this way, people who are not so involved in sport
Exactly.
don't think about this kind of life choices.
For me personally, for example, I love food in general, and when I meet my friends and they tell me, oh, let's get a takeout, for example, and sometimes I try to stay back and they try to tease me, you know, and I try and hold as much as possible, but that's
Yes, you always keep
the goal in mind.
The goal in mind, yes.
Yes.
In fact, that was the next question as well. What are your aspirations as a badminton player?
So my ultimate goal is obviously the Olympics, as many badminton players want to do. It's not for Paris, it's for LA 2028. Also, there's Commonwealth Games before that, I think. Yes, before the Olympics. And obviously the other major events, so European Championships, European Games, World Championships. And obviously to be at my best level as possible.
Very good. To conclude, Sam, of course this podcast is targeted for children who already played a little bit of badminton, their parents who of course maybe right now are trying to see what their children like and what sports they prefer to practice. Why do you think they have to, or they can choose badminton as their main sport?
There are many reasons. I think maybe one of the reasons can be that it's not a contact sport, because I think some parents are scared that, oh, they will get injured from a tackle, or for example. It's indoor, so you're not really affected by the weather. You're always playing with someone or against someone, so you have the social aspect in there. And I think it's a good workout, because many people, when I meet new people and I tell them I play badminton, they tell me, oh, okay, that sounds easy, but it's really, really not. In fact, it's the world's fastest racket sport, which not many people know. So yes, it's a good workout, and it's also a good period, like good amount of time to, like, you know, let all your energy out after a long day at school or whatever. You can just let it out and do 100 smashes or something.
So it's a good way to just
let go.
Yeah,
It's very good.
Very good. Thank you very much, Sam.
Thanks for inviting me.
Thank you for being with us. If you would like to follow this podcast, simply visit our Facebook or Instagram page, or our YouTube, Badminton Malta.